It is 9:30 a.m. and we are in the auditorium of Asian College of Journalism, which is packed to the brim with eager students, environmentalists and experts ready to discuss and interrogate Cauvery Calling, a mission launched by the Isha Foundation under the tutelage of Jaggi Vasudev, where they plan planting 2.4 billion trees alongside the Cauvery River. As Mr. Sashi Kumar, chairperson of the Asian Media Foundation, opens the ceremony, he insists,
as you know, on the ground and in the social media. And however, important domain experts, hydrologists, ecologists, economists, those who have looked at the Cauvery culturally, socially, the impact of the river, not only in the riparian states of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka and to an extent Kerala, but it's a huge cultural signifier in the psyche of peoples in these, particularly Tamil Nadu and Karnataka.
However, Mr. Sashi Kumar refuses to comment directly about what the problem with Cauvery Calling is. Instead, he insists,
and I am no expert, nor would I want to preempt what is going to happen the rest of the day. But the last, shall we say, view or explanation of the campaign by the Isha Foundation's founder, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, in an interview or in a discussion he had with the Executive Secretary of the United Nations Commission or Convention to Combat Desertification, that's the UNCCD, Mr. Ibrahim Thiaw. This was in fact sent to me by Leo Saldanha.
Despite the event having 7 panels and 32 speakers, there isn't a single representative from the Isha Foundation itself.
We had written to the Isha Foundation to participate in this seminar and present its point of view, and we have received a response saying because of prior commitments, both the Sadhguru and the Cauvery Calling team in Isha Foundation are unable to participate in the seminar. We had sent a reminder yesterday as well, asking if they could participate via video link, but have not heard from them yet.
Next on the dais was Mr. Leo Saldanha, a trustee of the Environment Support Group, which has tied up with the Asian Media Foundation to organize the panel discussion. He started his speech by making a joke about how, on this specific rainy morning, the Cauvery has particularly blessed the city of Chennai.
In fact, we wake up in the morning uttering her name, and then through the day we do things which quite don't add up to that reverence we start with. But when we looked into the details of it, there were very few details of how Isha Foundation was promoting this campaign. Of course, it is an outcome of Rally for Rivers, which started 2.5 years ago. There were many questions about the Rally for Rivers, several of us have raised. For instance, Rally for Rivers pitched interlinking of rivers as one of the ways in which you actually, use water across this country. Now, it's one thing for us to think of that as the massive mega technocratic dream as a positive response to the crisis that rivers across India are in. And it's an altogether different thing when we actually take it at its impact level and understand if it is at all feasible.
Next up on the dais was the keynote speaker himself, Dr. Mihir Shah, who is an Indian economist and a former member of the erstwhile Planning Commission of India. He began his speech by talking about the disrespect shown to rivers and river basins across the country. For him, Cauvery Calling is a movement with the river at its very center.
And the way in which the river basin is being looked at, I am actually saying to all of you that this represents a paradigm shift in thinking on water in India. Because where have you seen a river being the centerpiece of concern? And where have you seen the kind of perspective I have just summarized on this slide, that a minimum environmental flow till the sea coast? You know, these words are very important because the kind of water policy that I have tried to interrogate in this country has been based on an engineering myth propagated by our civil engineers and irrigation engineers that the water of rivers must not be allowed to flow wastefully into the sea. This notion of wasteful flows of rivers into the sea is one of the greatest engineering myths and is potentially one of the most destructive formulations that you can have about river systems and river ecology.
Next up, he showed the audience 2 animations made by the Environment Support Group itself that detailed the effects of competing water minings on aquifers.
This trend of destroying catchment areas, we will soon have a situation where most of these rivers will dry. And it is clear that if our river basins survive, we also will. Otherwise, like many great river valley civilizations of the past, we too will perish.
Shah talks about how, since midday meal procurements are largely a decentralized concepts, states have the ability to create demands for less water-intensive crops like ragi and jowar, which can lead to stabilization of water levels around the Cauvery.
So my proposal, which may surprise a lot of you, this is where I say, what does he know of water? Who only water knows? The most important step to revive the Cauvery and to end the Cauvery conflict on both sides of the divide is to introduce low water requiring millets, pulses and oilseeds into public procurement.
Shah details about the painful situation for Indian farmers where a monoculture of sort has taken place, where all their eggs either go into the wheat basket or into the rice basket.
Leo also rightly said just before I spoke, let's give inputs. Let's actually engage with Cauvery Calling to make it a more truly meaningful movement to revive the Cauvery, because right now, what they are doing is not going to make very much of a difference to the prospects of saving the Cauvery or resolving the Cauvery conflict. Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in. This podcast is part of a series covering the Interrogating Cauvery Calling conference that is happening in Asian College of Journalism. I am Kinjal with Bhuvnesh as the producer and Akshit as the editor. Thank you.